નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી. Hello students, today we will study about the inverse proportion, right? Before this we have studied about the direct proportion. In direct proportion what will happen? If we increase one of the quantity, then other quantities also get increased, and if we decrease one of the quantity, then second quantity is also get decreased. But here the thing is different for inverse proportion. As we increase the sum of the quantity, then other quantity get decreased, right? So the opposite thing is happening here between two quantities. Like an example, suppose 5 people are there, 10 men are there, and they have to construct a wall. So 10 people can construct a wall in, let's suppose, 5 days. Then if we make the number of people half, that means if only 5 people can do that same work, then it will obviously take them more time. Let's suppose if they are taking now 10 days. So first of all, the number of workers are higher, so the time taken is lower. Now as we decrease the number of the men, then obviously the time taken by them to construct the same wall is getting increased. One more example, suppose one of the car is traveling to cover some of the distance, right? So as the speed as we increase the speed, then obviously the time taken by the car to cover the same distance is also decreased, right? So as we increase the speed, time is decreased, right? So this is the inverse proportion between speed and time, right? If we decrease the speed, then obviously time taken to cover the same distances get increased, right? So let us understand this thing by taking some of the numerical digits, right? Suppose here we have the two quantities. First is the speed. The speed is in kilometer per hour, right? Speed is in kilometer per hour. And here let us take the time. So suppose one of the vehicle has a speed 3 kilometer per hour, right? So to cover some of the distance, particular distance, suppose it will taking 30 minutes. Here the time we have to take in minute. So if the speed is 3 kilometer per hour, the time taken to cover some particular distance is 30 minutes. Now if the speed get increased, so obviously the time taken is get decreased. It will be 15 minutes. Now as the speed is again get increased, now it is 9 kilometer per hour, then the time taken will become 10 minutes. So here we have taken the three different cases. If the speed is 3 kilometer per hour, the time taken is 30 minutes. If the speed is 6 kilometer per hour, the time taken is 15 minutes. If the speed is 9 kilometer per hour, then the time taken is 10 minutes. Here in all the three cases, we are not changing the distance covered. That is the constant, right? Okay. So now here we can see that one quantity speed is increased, while at the other end the another quantity is getting decreased. From 30 to 10 it is decreasing, from 3 to 9 it is increasing. That is why here we can say that the speed and the time are in inverse proportion. So in the direct proportion we know that each and every case has the same ratio, equal ratio, that is x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. So what is the case for the inverse proportion? Let us see. This first case we are now saying the x, first case, second case and third case. First quantity we are taking as x and second as a y, as we have taken in the direct proportion. So this value is x1. Here x1 is 3. In direct proportion we divide the two quantity, take the ratio. In inverse proportion let us take the multiplication, because here we can see that, see, 30 3s are 90, 15 6s are 90 and 10 9s are 90. So the multiplication of two quantities x1 multiply y1. What is the value we get? 3 into 30, that is equals to 90. Second case, x2 into y2. x2 into y2, that is x2 is 6, y2 is 15. 15 6 are again 90. For the third case, x3 into y3, that is 9 into 10. Again we get here 90. So in all these cases, we can see that all have the same value 90, 90, 90. We can say that it is our constant k. Right? So here what we have to do to multiply both these quantities, and it will remain same for all the cases. If it is happen, then only we can say that the two quantities are in inverse proportion. If any of the case the constant we do not get the same, then we can say that it is not an inverse proportion. So here in another way we can write down it as a like x1 into y1 is equals to x2 into y2 is equals to x3 into y3. For many cases, here we have taken only the three cases, that is why we can write down that all these three multiplications of the two quantities are equal. Right? So this is the inverse proportion. Understand? Now let's take one of the question, that is of exercise 13.2. Question number 1. Exercise 13.2. Question number 2. In a television game show, the prize money of rupees 1 lakh is to be divided equally among the winners. Complete the following table and find whether the prize money given to an individual winner is directly or inversely proportional to the number of the winners. So first of all, here two rows we have given. First is the number of winners, number of winners, and second one is the prize. Prize for each winner, and this prize is given in rupees. Prize is given in rupees. So it is given that if the number of winner is 1, only 1 is the winner, then the total prize is given to that winner, and the total prize is 1 lakh. For the second case, if the number of winners are 2, then each winner will get 50,000 of the prize, because the 1 lakh we have to divide amongst the 2 winners. If the number of winners are 3, then if the number of winners are 4, then here we have to find out the value, that how much is the prize getting by each of the winners, right? So here we can see that one of the quantity, that is number of the winners, is getting increased. At the same time, this quantity is getting decreased, right? So first of all we have to decide that yes, it is as the increasing one of the property, second one is getting decreased, but without checking that the ratios are equal or not, we cannot say that it is an inverse proportion. So first of all let us check the first value. This will say x, this will say y. So x1 must be equal to x1, y1 is must be equal to x2 and y2. If these two will become equal, then we can say that these are in the inverse proportion. So the x1 is here 1, y1 is 1 lakh, x2 is 2, and y2 is 50,000. So yes, 1 into 1 lakh is 1 lakh, and 5 into 2, 5 2s are 10, 1 0 and again 3 zeros. So both these quantities here we get the equal, and we can say that it is our constant k. So for the third case, this is x3, this is y3. We have to find out the value of y3. Therefore here we can say that x3 into y3 is equal to our constant, that is 1 lakh. So what is x3? It is 4. x3 is 4. y3 here we have to find out y3, that is equals to 1 lakh. So make the y3 subject. We have to take this 4 into the denominator. So when we cut this with the 4, here we know that 25 fours are 100. So 25 fours are 100, 3 of the zeros we have to put here. And this is the rupees. The meaning is that if the number of the winners are 4, then each and everyone will get the prize of rupees 25,000. Right? Here the value we get is 25,000. Right? Because each and every participant, each and every winner we have to divide the amount equally. So 1 lakh is divided into the 4 equal parts, and each one will get 25,000 of the money. Right? So here many other cases we have given. Let's suppose here for the fifth case, if the number of winner is 5, that means if x5, x1, 2, 3, 4, x4 we have given the 5, then we have to find out the y4. So let us do this here. We know that this x4 and y4 must be equal, and that is the constant, and that is 1 lakh. So x4 is 5, y4 we have to find out. Now take this 5 into the denominator with 1 lakh. So we get y4 is equals to 1 lakh upon 5. So here 1 lakh is divided by the 5. Make the 5 equal parts of the 1 lakh. We get 5 20s are 100. So 20,000 is the amount we get. 20,000 rupees. So if the number of the winners are 5, then each one will get the amount 20,000 rupees. Now in this way you can solve the another cases that is given in this question. Thing is that whenever it is inverse proportion, the quantity here we get, the multiplication of both the quantity in each and every case will give the same answer, and that will be our constant. So we can now compare any of the quantity, any of these equations, right? We can directly compare x1, y1 with the x3, y3 because all have the equal values. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.